You know, I was going to wear this, but for some reason it's giving homophobic. So we're gonna switch. Hello everybody and welcome to Artistic Antics LLC. My name is Amanda and today we're going to be making Turn the Frickin' Frogs Gay soap. I know it's not June, I know it's not Pride, but Pride can be celebrated all year round. So we're going to make some gay frog soap. Now, to start off, let's go over our ingredients and materials. Starting over here, we got our frog mold. We got isopropyl alcohol, 99%, because we deserve the best. Our 10-inch silicone soap loaf mold. We got 5 pipettes. We got something to cut our soap on, something to cut our soap with. We got 3 pounds of goat milk melt and pour soap base. We got a red color block, perfect orange color block, yellow color block, green chrome color block, Caribbean blue color block. We got a digital scale, a plastic pitcher to melt and pour our soap with. And finally, we got our fragrance oil. Today we're going to be using Butt Naked fragrance oil from Sierra Candle and Soap Making Company. You do not need to have this much. The amount that you need is like 1.2 ounces. You can get a trial size or like 2 ounces or 4 ounces, whatever their smallest size is. I get this because I make a lot of gay frogs. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Philip DeFranco, don't sue me. So the design of the soap is inspired by the Alex Jones meme,
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay
remix, and I've made a lot of different gay frogs in honor of that ridiculous man. And so the idea that I had for this is that the top is blue like water, and then it'll have the rainbow frogs on top, 4 rainbow frogs, and then the colors will swirl down in a rainbow pattern. So we're going to be swirling together red then orange then yellow then green then blue, have blue on top with the frogs. So first thing we're going to do, actually we're going to need 2 of these. This soap has 5 layers in it, and 3 pounds of melt and pour soap base can fit into the soap mold. No, I've been doing the wrong measurements. It's supposed to be 6 ounces per color. And so if we take 3 pounds, which is 48 ounces, divided by 5, that's 9.6, about 10. Let's round up to 10. We're going to be doing 5 ounces per color. So first we're going to start with the red and orange swirl layer. So it's going to be 5 ounces of red and 5 ounces of orange. Let's go ahead and chop up our goat's milk melt and pour soap base into both of our pitchers here. Go ahead and put your first pitcher on your digital scale, tare it so that it's at 0. And let's cut our color block first, actually. Typically, I like to use half of a color block per pound. So for 5 ounces, let's go ahead and use a quarter of a color block just so that it's a little bit more vibrant. So go ahead and cut your color block into quarters and then slice that into thin slices so that it melts in the microwave a little bit better.
Love her lack of energy.
There's all of the red, and then that's actually as much red as we're going to use today. So you can go ahead and put your blocks back in your little baggie so they don't dry out, and you can reuse those for other soaps you make down the line. Then go ahead, tare your scale so it's at 0 again, and cut up 5 ounces of your soap base. All right, that's about 5. Go ahead and get your orange ready as well. Same thing, we're going to use 1/4 of our orange color block. Tare that. And 5 ounces of the goat milk soap base. And then get your 5 ounces of the goat milk soap base. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to throw these both in the microwave at the same time. You can do it individually or at the same time, depending on how big your microwave is. We're still going to do it on 30-second intervals, stirring in between until it is completely melted. All right, that is about after 1 minute. Then you're going to use your spoon to go ahead and stir in. I'm going to do the lighter color first because I'm going to be using the same spoon. Just stir in your chunks so that they melt down evenly. And then I think I'm going to put this in for another 20 seconds and see how that does. 30 seconds, and then I'll stop it at 10 seconds. That looks like it's just about melted. So that was a total of 1 minute and 20 seconds. So now it's time to add our fragrance oil in. We're going to do this individually for each color. Go ahead and put it on your scale, tare it, and then this was 5 ounces, so it's going to be about 0.1 ounce of fragrance oil. Instead of pouring this big jug into here and trying to get such a small number, I'm going to use one of our pipettes here, or our little droppers, to measure out 0.1 ounces. And it's about 1 pipette full. So there you go. And then use your spoon and stir it in until fully combined. Stir, 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 stir. And then go ahead and do the same thing with your red one. Perfect. Stir, stir, stir. All right, now it's time to make our first set of frogs. We're going to do this before pouring our first layer for each layer that we do, because we want multicolored frogs for this soap. So we're going to come over here to our little frog mold, and these are from a small business. You can find her in the link in my bio, and also this whole recipe is going to be available on my website for only $5. If you're interested in getting all of my recipes for the cost of your subscription, you can sign up to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. The link to this small business, however, will be in my bio of this video, as well as on the recipe. So if you want to go and support her, I highly recommend doing that. They're a wonderful small business. They make a ton of silicone molds that I use for soap, but you can also use it for candles. Okay, so we're going to come over to our frogs, and then we're going to take 2 of our droppers, and we're going to use them to swirl some colors together. You can make 2 frogs per droppers. So go ahead and take a full fill of your orange and red, and then you're just going to use the droppers to swirl together the colors inside each of the frogs, making sure you get their little feetsy. And there we've got about 2 frogs, and then spray immediately with the isopropyl alcohol to pop those bubbles. We're going to want 10 frogs, so go ahead and make 10 frogs now. Time lapse. If you want, you can put these in a bowl of warm water just to get the soap rinsed off out of these. You're not going to be needing your red one, but if you want to reuse your dropper, if you like only have 2 or something like that, definitely rinse these out in some hot water to get the soap residue off them. I'm just going to go ahead and set them here. Now we're ready to pour in our first layer. I'm just going to spray the bottom for funsies, and then I'm going to pour in my red layer first, just like that. And then our orange layer, and you can go ahead and go up and down and swirl it all around so that it makes some fun swirls when we cut into it. Do some loopy loops there. Beautiful. And then make sure you spray the top of your soap layer to get those bubbles popped. We're going to let this set for about 15-20 minutes. And then once this is set, we're going to come back and do our orange and yellow layer. In between, go ahead and rinse out your pitchers to get that soap residue off them. Or if you want, you can let the residue harden a little bit, and then you can peel it off like Elmer's glue on your hand. Remember when you were a kid, you used to like put Elmer's glue on your hand and then peel it off? It's so satisfying. It's just like that. Don't let it sit too long though, probably like 10 minutes just to let it harden a little bit. And then if you're really lucky, it'll come off in one big chunk. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I find it very satisfying. I will see you back here in like 20 minutes or so. All right, it has been about 15-20 minutes, so now it's time to move on to our orange and yellow swirl layer. So we're going to do the same thing we did before, but with orange and yellow color block. This is not quite dried yet, so I'm going to just cut up my goat milk soap and my orange and yellow color blocks. Again, we're going to want 5 ounces of each. So go ahead and get your slices all sliced up. Be who you are for your pride. Happy Pride Month, because you're gay and everything.
Happy Gay Month, because you know you gay and stuff.
Pride Month can be October. Pride Month is anytime, because you're gay all the time. So you should be proud all the time in a safe environment. We don't need red anymore. Get out of here. Nailed it. Orange. Cut up our yellow.
Gay friggin' frogs! Frogs!
We can also unmold our little froggies here. Go ahead and give them a little tap on their little butts to make sure that they are all set. And then you're just gonna snap, crackle, and pop those frogs' back and get them to pop out of there.
Jerry, get out of the booth, take all your clothes off, and fold yourself 12 times.
You got it.
Look at how cute they are. You just want to eat them, but you can't, and you shouldn't because it's soap.
Wow, ribbon stinks!
But they're adorable. I'm gonna get a paper towel to put them on. So cute. I will name you Lewis. I will name you Fredrickson. I will name you Anthony. I'll name you Chris. I'll name you Gaga. I will name you Anthony Jr. I'll name you Sarah, Leslie, Anthony the Third, and Toe. Sometimes we don't like our name. All right, now that our froggies are all out, make sure your soap layer is set. That's beautiful. I'm gonna see if this is set enough for me to peel off. It's not coming off in one big chunk. Oh, there it goes. Just like that. Go ahead and throw that in the bottom of your pitcher because we're still going to be making some orange soap. And then we're going to use the red pitcher for our yellow soap. So you're going to want to clear all that out more thoroughly. Womp. And you can crumple this up and put this by your sink. It'll still work like soap. Okay, orange layer first. Color blocks. Tear it. 5 ounces of soap base. All right, and then yellow color block. Tear it. 5 ounces of soap base. And then once again, we're going to be melting this 30-second intervals, stirring in between intervals. We're going to go ahead and stick to what we did before, which was about 1 minute and 20 seconds total. Womp, 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 womp. Pop it in the microwave. Stir, stir, stir. And then we're going to pop these in for another 20 seconds. Now that it's all melted, we're going to go ahead and add our 0.1 ounces of fragrance oil with our dropper. Boom. The dropper makes it so easy to measure. And since we've already molded all of our Anthony's, Chris's, and Lewis's, we're going to stir, stir, stir our fragrance oil in and come over to our little frogs and make some more Anthony, Chris's, and Lewis's. I am not a jack-o'-lantern. My name is Lewis. All right, take your orange pipette and then a new pipette if you want, and do the same thing as before. We're just going to swirl in our colors into our little froggy molds to make some cute little rainbow swirl frogs. Pesticides! Once again, you want 10 of your little soap frogs because we're going to have 4 frogs on top. 4 frogs or 5 frogs? Red, orange, orange, yellow. I've been doing the wrong measurements. No, it's supposed to be 6 ounces per color.
Crap!
Oh no. Do what I say, not what I do. Do 6 ounces of each color. I messed up. I'm gonna fix it. So since I already made my little froggies, I'm going to go ahead and just add another ounce of the melt and pour soap base to each and then microwave for 10-second increments before pouring the next layer. So add your chunks. I cannot believe I did that.
Oh, crap! I can't believe you've done this.
I should have followed my own recipe. Ha ha ha. And then it would be 0.15 ounces of fragrance oil.
Go, girl, give us nothing.
Throw this in the microwave. I'm gonna do it for like 20 seconds. Cannot believe I did that. I'm sorry, Anthony's. I'm sorry I betrayed you. Your guys' layer is going to be slightly smaller, but it's not the size that matters. It's the motion in the ocean, or I guess the motion in the pond. Take my spoon, stir, stir, stir. Okay, now that we've got that all fixed, we're gonna get our isopropyl alcohol, spritz the top of the soap before pouring the next layer, and then we're gonna pour our orange layer. Then our yellow layer. Go ahead and swirl that right on in. And then spray the top. And then we're going to let that set 15-20 minutes. We'll see you back here for the yellow and green layer, this time with 6 ounces per color, because we're going to follow the recipe and we're going to do it right.
Won't you fight for your life?
Anthony, stop fighting with Chris. Oh my gosh. Welcome back. We are now going to pour our third layer, yellow and green. So we're going to cut up 6 ounces of melt and pour soap base with 1/4 of our colored soap block. I'm going to first take my little froggies out of their mold, break their back. We got more Chris's and Anthony's. There you go. I will name you Froggy.
Friggin' frogs! I don't like a frog!
Beautiful. We've got half of our frogs done. Now we're going to cut up our 12 ounces of melt and pour soap base, 6 ounces per color. It's not even worth trying to take the yellow out because I'm going to just put the yellow back in, but it is worth it trying to take the orange out. You get out of here, orange. Ready for the peel?
Oh, yeah!
Perfect. Okay. Boom. Color block. 6 ounces of soap base. Wonderful. Go ahead and put this in the microwave, 30-second increments. I could have put it longer, but here I am instead. Inhale, making soap. All right, that is after 1 minute and 30 seconds. You still got some chunks in there, so we're gonna take our spoon and stir, stir, stir to try to get those chunks to be gone. And then we're going to put in 0.15 ounces of fragrance oil into the soaps. So 1.5 droppers, approximately. Grab your spoon, stir, stir, stir. And then we're going to move over to our frogs and make our yellow and green frogs. Grab your droppers, and we're going to make our froggies. Put the chemicals in the water to turn the frickin' frogs gay. We put the chemicals in the soap to turn the frickin' soap gay. Gay, 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 gay all day. If you don't like gay, you're in the wrong place. Why have you watched so far? Alright, squirt out the remaining soap in your pipettes so that you can reuse them for your next layer. Then we're going to get our isopropyl alcohol. That's all set. Spray, 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 spray. Pour the yellow in first. Just like that. And then be sure to spray the top of your soap to pop any bubbles. Next layer, it's our green and blue soap. And then we get to put our frogs on. Yay! I'll see you back here in 15 to 20 minutes.
Turn the friggin' frog gay! Serious crap!
It's been about 15-20 minutes. We're back with our last swirl layer, our green and blue swirl. That is done, that's done. Okay, let's go ahead and peel our cup. I'm gonna throw the yellow into the green. Then we're going to measure out 1/4 of our color block and then 6 ounces of our goat milk soap base. All right, 6 ounces of green. Oh, we need 1/4 block of blue. 1/4 block of blue.
Block of blue.
Block of blue. 1/4 block of blue. Tear. Thirty-second intervals.
Artistic Antics will continue after a message from our sponsors.
I want to let you guys know that I have a Pride collection that is available all year, where I have soaps that look like Pride flags and also subtle designs in case you are not out or in case you're not comfortable with the Pride flag design. All of the profits go to support the Trevor Project. If you are in an unsafe environment, the Trevor Project is a great resource to turn to. They have online chats that you can use, or you can give them a call if you need to talk to somebody, if you're struggling with your sexuality or if you're struggling with home life. Whatever you need, they are there for you. They're a wonderful resource.
Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay.
All right, that's almost all the way done. So I'm just gonna stir with my spoon to try to break up those chunks. And then I'm gonna throw that back in the microwave for another 20 seconds. Stir.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
All right, and then we're going to put 0.15 ounces of fragrance oil in our soaps. Beautiful. Stir this in. Get our Chris's and Anthony's out of the soap container, crack the back. Hello, Chris and Anthony's. Welcome to the world. We put some chemicals on you and now you're beautiful. I am your mother. You may not understand this now, but you are going to be part of something.
I didn't quite hear that last part, but it sounded important.
Let's make some more green, blue pipettes. Spray. First it's green layer, and then when we pour our blue layer, we're actually going to leave a little bit of the blue soap in the pitcher because we are going to use that as like the water on top that we put our frogs in. Just about that much is good. And then in 15-20 minutes, we're going to come back, we're going to unmold the rest of our frogs, and we're going to lay our frogs out on the top of our soap, pour our final blue layer on, and then we'll be done, and then it's all soap cutting.
Meanwhile.
Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny.
All right, welcome back to the last layer of my Turn the Frickin' Frogs Gay soap. We are going to now place all of our frogs on our soap, so you're gonna want a ruler for this. I have this super long ruler that I use for my soap making because we're going to be measuring out 1-inch blocks. But first we gotta snap, crackle, and pop these babies out of their mold.
6 folds, huh?
Beautiful. We got all of our friends here. I'm your mommy. Now it's time for the purpose that you were created. Take your ruler, put it on the side of your soap, making sure to measure the inside of your 10-inch soap loaf. It should be 10 inches. We're going to start with our red frogs, and we're just going to place them along the edge there. We're going to do our red and then our blue, and then fill in the frogs in between afterwards. All the little happy frogs looking at me. I'm your mama. And now to set these frogs inside the soap, we're going to melt down that blue soap that you had saved from the last step. Go ahead and melt this in the microwave at 15-second intervals until it is completely melted. And make sure you have your isopropyl alcohol ready. You're going to need that to spritz the top of the soap.
Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
Perfect. All right. Then we're going to spritz. And then pour the rest of our blue soap, making sure to get in between the froggies as best as we can. You don't want to drown the little frogs. And then spray the top to pop any bubbles. And that's our loaf of Turn the Frickin' Frogs Gay soap. We're gonna let this set for probably an hour to overnight, and then we'll get ready to cut this. I'll see you there.
A few hours later.
It's been a couple of hours and it's time to unmold this soap and cut it into soap bars. So we're just gonna peel away the sides of this soap mold and then flip it upside down so that the vacuum seal breaks. And once the vacuum seal breaks, you wanna grab the soap loaf so that you don't hurt any of your precious frogs. We're not going to use a soap cutting guide today because we're just going to try to cut in between all of the soaps going that a ways, and we're going to be cutting it vertically. Why do we cut it vertically? Because if we cut it this way, it's going to create undue pressure on the soap layers and they could break apart. So we cut it this way just to make it easier on the soap itself. So let's get our wavy cutter here and line it up and then try to cut no frogs' mouths off. Just like that. Cute. And then repeat that process. If you want to use a straight knife, you can go ahead and do that as well. It will look just as great. I kind of cut this frog's chin off, but that's okay. It's okay if they have surgery.
Surgery?
Sometimes we all need surgery.
Surgery.
And the final cut. Ta-da! That is the making of the Turn the Frickin' Frogs Gay soap. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. If you're interested in supporting my small business, you can sign up to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or you can buy this recipe. The link is in my bio. I also sell my soaps on my website. So if you're interested in just purchasing this soap, you can check out my website. It's artisticanticsllc.com. If you end up making this soap, tag me in any photos or videos you take on social media. My handle is @artisticanticsllc. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye. Mwah.